Over 100 swimmers participate in the first annual Sailfish Masters Swimming Gala. Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has asked the institution of the church to continue sensitizing communities against the HIV and AIDS scourge, which, according to him, has claimed lives of the country's productive people. The president made the remarks in a speech delivered by the Vice President Major, retired Major Jessica Aluko, during a Thanksgiving service of the Right Reverend Kosea Odongo, 5 years since his enthronement as Bishop of Soroti Diocese. Now, the event was at St. Peter's Cathedral, Soroti Diocese. President Museveni commended Soroti Diocese for participating in the community healthcare programs for immunization against the killer disease, antenatal care for expectant mothers, family planning, and HIV/AIDS sensitization. He stressed that the revival, which has swept through the country, the church rather, should continue to be rekindled towards socio-economic transformation.
I shall nominate the Papa President of Uganda, Papa President Dr. Museveni.
It is a pleasure for me to be part of the Thanksgiving service for the Right Reverend Kosea Odongo, 5 years since his enthronement and consecration as Bishop of Soroti Diocese. Today, we are thanking God for enabling his servant to lead the people in Soroti Diocese and all those that have been seeking his counsel in various ways. He has nurtured and led God's people, and the milestone he celebrates today is a testimony of wisdom and ability to lead and to learn and to lean on God for strength. I congratulate you upon the milestone of accomplishments since you are enthroned, and pray that you will continue in the same spirit of causing change for the benefit of all. I commend Soroti Diocese for their participation in community health care programs for immunization against the killer diseases, antenatal care for expectant mothers, family planning, and HIV/AIDS sensitization. We cannot thank you enough for the campaign against the HIV/AIDS scourge, which has taken most of our productive people and left child-headed homes. Continue to use every opportunity to sensitize the community through sermons, pastoral visits, conferences, etc. As the NRM leadership, we are advocating for hard work in order to banish poverty from our households. All Ugandans are expected to work hard and engage in income-generating activities. We shall continue with strategic planning, and all our people shall benefit from all government programs without discrimination. We must coexist and work in harmony with all people of different faith for the good of our country. Finally, I would like to thank you for the good work done since your consecration and enthronement, and commend the decision for organizing such a ceremony to count the blessings of God in this pastoral journey. I wish you happy celebrations. I thank you. This is a message of His Excellency the President to the Right Reverend Kosea Odongo, and accompanying the message to you, the Right Reverend, and your family is 20 million shillings according to the president, so that you can continue with the celebrations as long as you wish.
Meanwhile, members of parliament have advised those that are alleged to have been issued criminal summons to comply and appear to avoid being forcefully arrested like Busiki member of parliament Akamba Paul. This comes at a time when a list of members of parliament suspected to have been involved in corruption activity is circulating on social media platforms. Meanwhile, Wemiaga legislator Theodore Sechikubo, the mover of the motion to impeach 4 backbench parliamentary commissioners, has refuted allegations that he is selling his motion to the commissioners at 2 billion shillings.
Last week, a list of members of parliament was circulating on social media platforms with allegations that they have been summoned by CID for engaging in criminal activity. This comes at a time when members of parliament had gone on recess, and this is the reason some MPs say are not around parliament, but not that there were summons against them.
It is an environment. It is an environment in which we are in. You never know, because whatever goes on, somebody can maybe mention you. So as a person, you have to fear.
So I only call upon them to be reasonable Ugandans, to be leaders and produce themselves at police or wherever they have been summoned. Produce yourself. You cannot finish this case by running away. You cannot.
Parliament is in a recess. I am here because I had a meeting here. Parliament is in a recess. It is too early to conclude that members of Parliament are running away or not, until maybe tomorrow when we have plenary and see whether they'll come or not. But if anyone has been summoned to appear, yes, go and appear and explain your case.
On the brutal arrest of Member of Parliament Busiki County Akamba Paul, MPs say it was not proper since he had just been given bail.
Like, okay, anyway, let it happen to them. We've been speaking about these things and none of them was making a comment. I have not heard any of those members of parliament talking about the crude way of arresting ordinary citizens. I think when such things happen, members of parliament wake up to their task. They speak about it because it has happened to members of parliament. We should condemn it in the best way possible wherever it happens. Citizens should not be handled that way.
Either being a member of parliament or not, everybody should be arrested with dignity. Whether it's the member of parliament or not, the procedures are well laid down under the law. You have to summon the member of parliament through the speaker or summon him at his known address, not to simply go and abduct him in broad daylight. And
on the exercise of collecting signatures to impeach 4 backbench parliamentary commissioners who shared 1.7 billion as service awards. The mover of the motion, Theodore Sechikubo, says when MPs return on Tuesday, they will acquire the signatures to write the notice to the Speaker.
Those members who were hibernating in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, you've come back, the motion is still open. Come and sign the motion. We have very few manageable figures, slightly above 10. And those are the ones who are waiting for.
He refutes allegations about selling the motion to commissioners at 2 billion Ugandan shillings.
We are telling you that nobody is peddling the list for payment. Nobody. Yes, we don't have the 2 billion ourselves. Honorable Singoma, Sechikubo, and my colleagues whom we are petitioning this. We are not selling the motion.
Member of Parliament Patrick Kisenyi, also a petitioner in the motion, says the negative information about the process is from detractors.
To push us off balance for their own selfish ends. And also with the motive of failing this motion to ensure that it doesn't reach the floor of the plenary.
Last week, a letter from the Office of the Clerk of Parliament indicated that the House will resume business Tuesday, June 18th, to make changes in chairpersons and deputy chairpersons of various parliamentary committees. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
And Uganda Police has distanced itself from the whereabouts of Busiki South County Member of Parliament Paul Akamba, who was rearrested on Friday at the Anti-Corruption Court after securing bail. Police spokesperson Rhoda Ngonzi told a police weekly briefing that the force is not responsible for the rearrest of the legislator and investigations into his whereabouts are ongoing.
There was drama at the anti-corruption court in Kampala last week after court granted bail to the Busiki South County Member of Parliament, Paul Akamba, but was rearrested by non-uniformed armed men. Akamba and other 2 legislators were charged with corruption. Police have denied being part of the rearrest operations.
When I was coming here, what I'd wanted was basically to find out the whereabouts of Honorable Akamba Paul, but the information will come in later and I'll be able to share it in a short statement. So basically that is it.
The police authority has also denied the circulating list of legislators purported to be summoned by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations at Kibuli.
There is a correct method of summoning honorable members of Parliament, and I think it will be easy for us to get that proof when they are summoned. But you can't summon 30 MPs in one go. You see, I think there is also much propaganda that also pertains to that investigation that is going on. But once we get the right information, we shall give it to you.
Last week, police denied providing information for the arrested 3 legislators until they were presented to court. Meanwhile, police are investigating the re-emerging attacks launched on police posts and brutalizing of officers. In Buyende district, 8 suspects were apprehended for the attempting murder of Detective Corporal Godfrey Obonje, and these incidents have resurfaced in Paida and Otuke.
Suspects who formed part of an irate mob that attempted to link to death our police officer called Detective Corporal Obonge Godfrey and a parish intelligence security officer, Piso of Nabisiki Parish, that is Mundire Charles. These 8 suspects also face additional charges of incitement to violence and malicious damage of a police motorcycle.
Police have established that unscrupulous individuals attack police posts and officers with the intent of stealing guns. Abdul Nasir Luwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
And the Anti-Corruption Court has committed legislators Yusuf Mutembulia and Sisi Namoju to High Court for trial. However, court has also issued criminal summons against Paul Akamba to appear in court for committal. Prosecution told court investigations in the offence against the 3 accused persons have been completed.
Members of Parliament Yusuf Mutembule for Bunyole East and Kisenyi Namoju, Member of Parliament for Rengo District, have appeared at the Anti-Corruption Court for hearing of their bail application. The case is before Magistrate Joan Yasiro. The accused's legal team prayers on bail was objected after prosecution led by Jonathan Mwaganya managed to have the 2 accused MPs committed to High Court for a full trial. In the indictment read to the accused, prosecution will depend on Human Rights Commission chairperson Maria Mwangadia's evidence, which includes the audios she recorded from the accused at Hotel Africana as they solicit the 20% and undue advantage.
One revealed to Ms. Wangadia that A3 was the crucial person that they had been waiting for. 18. That A3 immediately demanded to know from A1 and A2 how much they had asked Ms. Wangadia to pay, to which they replied that they were still waiting for her to arrive.
Other evidence will be the CCTV camera footages, which were got from Hotel Africana, where the accused met with Maria Mwangadi asking for 20% to increase the commission's budget.
That the CCTV analytical report also shows that A3 arrived at Hotel Africana on 13th May 2024 at 16:31 hours using motor vehicle registration number HON NCD and joined A1, A2, and Miss Wangadia in Elgon restaurant. 29. That police further secured call data records, know your customer details, and card history for the accused person's phones.
Prosecution will also rely on 16 exhibits.
Call data printout for Miss Wangadia. 12. Miss Wangadia's consent to image her phone. 13. Digital forensic report in respect of Miss Wangadia's phone. 6. Police form 28 in respect of the motor vehicles used by the accused persons to go to Hotel Africana on the 13th of May 2024. Of the summary of the case has been read to the two of you. This court is hereby informing the two of you that you are hereby committed for your trial by the High Court.
After reading the indictment to the accused, Magistrate Joani Asilo committed them to High Court for a full trial. Court also issued criminal summons against Sebuseka Member of Parliament Paul Akamba. Before committal prosecution, first amended the charge sheet. Members of Parliament Yusuf Mutembuli for Bunyole East, Paul Akamba for Busiki County, and Kisenyi Namoju, woman Member of Parliament for Rengo District, are facing one count of corruption, which offense prosecution alleges that was committed on 13th May 2020 at Hotel Africana. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Meanwhile, police have disrupted leader of opposition's planned tour of the Luigi Wetland, where NEMA evicted over 1,000 people last week. The leader of opposition in Parliament, Joel Kisenyi, was on an assessment visit when police fired tear gas.
Police have disrupted the leader of opposition's planned assessment tour of the Luigi Wetland, where thousands were evicted by the National Environmental Authority last week in company of other members of Parliament. The leader of opposition, Joel Kisenyi's assessment never yielded after police fired tear gas to disperse the crowds. Before the incident, members of Parliament interfaced with several affected people, but this was amidst tight security. Ruth Namudu, one of the victims of the eviction, according to some information from her land documents, indicated that she bought her plot from one Mubiji in 1992. Namudu has also been remitting annual tenancy dues to Buganda Land Board and was in the process of redeeming her land titles as promised by Buganda Land Board. Taibo Mukasa, also one of the victims, has been paying his annual tenancy rent known as Busulu to Buganda Land Board.
Tubasaba government mutulirire mu bibanja byaffe kubanga tulina endagaano zaffe tubadde tusasula Buganda Land Board.
In an interface with members of Parliament, the affected persons faulted NEMA for eviction without notice.
To be a wetland, the right procedure would require notification, and where possible, since these people were permitted to construct and raise up structures, there would be a resettlement plan or a compensation plan. We wouldn't have now this destabilization of homesteads.
They have further asked Buganda Land Board to guide on the paid tenancy rentals that they have been remitting.
Buganda Land Board yeganye okuvaayo ng'ate ekimanyi mu Nansana wano ebadde tujjako ssente yateete ne kyapa mu ngalo tubadde tutandise obikola ebiwandiiko ebimusize nabyo.
The leader of opposition, Joel Kisenyi and team, in an attempt to visit the site to receive the petition from the affected persons, was interrupted after police fired tear gas.
Lwaki omuntu omuleka n'ajja mu kifo abamu ne bufuna ebibanja naki n'azimba ennyumba n'ateekawo bizinensi myaka 3 myaka 4 abaana bakuze kati n'abazzukulu ne bayingirawo.
Everyone scampered for safety. The site remains under tight security with several key spots guarded to avert confusion. Under the Lubiji Wetland Restoration, NEMA plans to continue with evictions in all gazette wetlands, and several structures have already been marked for the next demolition.
Why are you only targeting the poor? Why are you only targeting these poor and innocent Ugandans, the innocent vendors? Why are you demolishing structures, homesteads, and living commercial structures? What is the trick? What is the rationale?
The National Environment Management Authority embarked on the eviction to restore degraded wetlands. Susan Naung and Juma Samba reporting for ABC TV.
Now, our security journalist crew has spent a considerable amount of time in the ghetto, interacting with and gaining an appreciation for the lives of its residents. Life here appears harsh, miserable, and inconvenient, yet year after year, many call it home. In this inaugural edition of Inner the Ghetto, we delve into the views of ghetto youths on governance and development.
Kisenyi zone in Kampala, the capital city of Uganda, harbors economically disadvantaged citizens who struggle to survive. The conditions here are challenging. Residents inhabit timber and iron sheet structures, paying a daily rent of 3,000 shillings.
Kati fe enkumi ebiri esatu fe buli omuze tumujjako buno obutanda bwaffe naye batuukiri ne batwogerera amafuukuule nga bwe tubeera n'ababbi fe tutubeera n'ababbi.
The people here seem accustomed and adapted to this lifestyle.
Leeri bayinza kunsalako kikiri komanda byonna byonna twabinywa byakoma abataminywa tesimanyi oba byakoma twamalayo twabinywa byaggwayo oba babinywa babijjawa nange simanyi.
Buli omu atiira ddala Kisenyi olw'embeera tubeera mu ntobazi mu bizzi mu bukyafu olw'embeera ekitundu kyaffe tekinaba kutuuka ku nkulaakulana.
In Kisenyi, one encounters a mix of residents, street children, stateless persons and orphans who call this place home due to its affordability.
Tuli mu kibuga makati kubanga ffe tukozesa transport genda mu kibuga otambula butambuzi wonna weeyagala okugenda era abantu baffe bano ffe tuli batunzi ba kawalagi ke tusinga okuwangaliramu mulimu abakyala abeetunda n'abaana abeeyiiya.
We were led by the Defense Secretary to navigate through what locals allege is one of Kampala's most dangerous territories.
Now we need to defense our dams and over Aliachi. By Yamamateka and Nevaloka to Vola. Never under the Kuchi, but who may challenge you to talk to my challenge on
The majority of the youth here engage in small-scale activities for survival, but feel frustrated by the Kampala Capital City Authority.
Bainamu abana bachapati abawala basika chipusi ninga bakolya mu container kane bafuna sente ezo ninga bafuna bazifuna mu gwa 12 awo kali juzi mwezi ogwokuna ate KCC nejja nekola ki netwala ku container obwo.
The Kisenyi area we have Owino Market or St. Marikudem. It still has slots in there. We have the Usafi Market. It still has so many spaces in there. And those spaces are free. We have the Smart City Bazaar near Nachivubo Stadium. There are so many spaces in there. We have set up spaces along the bypass and the numerous markets that we have. Now, let's go into these spaces as youth who are in production. Then the demand from the public should be KCCA marketing.
Museveni era nkimugamba eno sente za sindika zikoma mu banene tezijja eno abaana tebalina mirimu sege abaana beeyiya kubeerawo sege kuyiya bulamu omwana akeera ku makya n'atunda obutungulu n'abeezaawo obulamu embeera kweyiya kitegera lwalidde okimanyi nti wano mu ghetto omuntu alidde nnyo akoma ku 13 oba 4 ng'alidde nnyo
ate kati netula abantu oba KCC ne inamu okutayagaliza gavumenti kuba kati abantu abo bafuna sente za gavumenti bekulaakulanye ate bukonteyina babujjewo kali gyemiranga gyowulira okukawa ne bagamba gavumenti ekoze eki teyambye nga ate KCC nayo tugirabanga nabo bakozi ba gavumenti naye ate balinga abalina competition ne gavumenti.
But this productivity must be in regulated places or in spaces that are meant for business.
These youth believe they have been sidelined from government programs aimed at improving their livelihoods.
Kadife bagala tukolechi bwe batuuka mu bululu bwe batujjukira bwe batuuka nga tetulina mirimu akola tebajja emyala guugwo omwala gumala emyezi n'emyezi nga tebagulongoseza state council fe abekolamu omulimu ng'abanakyalo ne twelongoseza omwala.
Kampala Capital City Authority has implemented infrastructure projects including toilets, roads, sanitation and garbage management services, aiming to attract private sector investments to uplift the slums from their current state.
Structure shall come up in a place that has a good road, in a place that has a good drainage, and even now that they're not yet transformed into that, we have interventions in there. So there's government effort in these areas.
Despite these positive developments, Kisenyi remains a feared territory. But
shockingly, my observation is that locals in the area are more concerned about security operations that are indiscriminate. They allege that police officers work with some of those criminals.
But let me ask you, do those gang groups live in the police? Do they live in the barracks? Don't they live in the communities all out there?
Watch out for part 2. Tony Kent Chaze, Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
With that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details.
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has two subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company, URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher Development Projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Amanya gange nze Namtebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo 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 era ndi musanyufu nnyo.
Together, we're unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby Junior jelly.
Though dried their chariots and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Baby Junior.
Baby Junior.
Oh, yeah, like to know. Stay fresh. You wanna compete, tell it be my get. Lighting. Lighting. I did make a light to know.
Welcome back. You are still watching Eastern Night. UPDF's deputy spokesperson, Colonel Dewa Kiki, has refuted the allegations linking the UPDF to M23 rebels. Last week, there were reports linking UPDF as one of the collaborators with M23 rebels operating in eastern DRC. Colonel Dewa Kiki says Uganda needs peace in DRC more than those publishing unresearched, imbalanced and uncorroborated stories devoid of any academic discipline worth of reports. He says it is questionable as to why such false reports come at a time when the working relationship between the UPDF and the Congolese forces is at its best and the diplomatic ties of the two governments, Uganda and that of the DRC, are cordial.
Once again, like it has been before, some actors called the experts on DRC have issued a report or released a report implicating UPDF allegedly for supporting M23 and some other rebel groups in DRC. This is not true. In any case, we shouldn't have been operating with the DRC Army, the FRDC, on ADF or against ADF and Operation Shuja. We wouldn't be the ones under the East African Community Regional Force that operated in Eastern DRC to make sure that peace comes in that part of the world. So whoever raises a flag that we are supporting dissidents in DRC must be having other reasons why he's doing this. All of these reports issued since that time, they always issue them without any evidence implicating UPDF as supporting dissidents in Congo. These reports, we need to ask ourselves, why is it that they come out when our diplomatic engagements with Congo, when our relationship with Congo is at its highest? To date, we are having operations against the ADF together with the Congolese army. We are doing infrastructures. The government is doing infrastructures in DRC in collaboration with the DRC government to make sure that the trade between our people and the people of DRC can go on very well. Why these reports come now to make sure that they jeopardize this? That raises very many questions, and we don't know yet why such reports come up. We advise that anybody who wants to know about DRC should ask us. We know much more about DRC, Eastern DRC, more than these people who are writing seated in the chairs somewhere. So we are not going to give up. We shall continue focusing ourselves on the reasons why we are in Congo, why we are operating with Congo, to make sure that the East African region, the Congo, Eastern Congo, and indeed the entire of Africa.
And a team from the UPDF Engineers Brigade have inspected works of health center construction projects and administration blocks in the districts of Chiruhura and Kazo. Led by Major Kagame Arinaitwe, the team interacted with the district local leaders and later inspected works carried out at different localities.
A team from Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineers Brigade are in Western Region monitoring the progress of UPDF engineers' works to enhance service delivery. In districts of Chiruhura and Kazo, the UPDF site engineers guided the team on the inspection of different structures.
Especially on quality, we have tested everything that we are using here, from steel, from cement, the batches we are going to. So everything is tested, and surely it passes without any doubt. And for that, I have no doubt that the structure is okay.
They inspected the Chiruhura administration block under construction.
This is going to be the administration block for Chiruhura, this government, where it's an office block. It's a big complex if you saw the design, but we are starting phasing at least getting one wing. We complete it, and then people can come in and work.
In Chiruhura, UPDF Engineers Brigade has constructed a medical store, staff quarters, and works at the new district administration block is ongoing, while in Kazo district, the detailed scope of works includes a maternity ward.
We built the medical stores. We have built a staff house in Chiruhura Health Center 4, which is just next to the district headquarters. We have renovated the district headquarter offices, 4 number blocks, plus the council hall. We have also come to this complex where we are. It is the Chiruhura district headquarter office complex.
I'm so contented with the structural bit, the structural integrity of what Engineer Brigade is doing, especially on quality. We are so happy, we are really satisfied with the quality of work. That one, surely we are satisfied.
District leaders thanked President Museveni for entrusting Engineers Brigade with mega projects and offering skilled labor.
To our own observation and what we are seeing on the ground, they are doing a recommendable work. And we appreciate the efforts of the President, who allowed the Engineering Brigade to come and take over some of these projects.
Kazo Health Center for Maternity Ward building was constructed at a tune of 850 million shillings. Rhoda Ngonzi reporting for UBS News in Chiruhura district.
And Police Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety and the military police have launched a joint operation to curb the violation of traffic rules by some government officials with escort and lead cars while on the road. Traffic Police spokesperson Michael Kananura says the officials are accused of reckless driving and misuse of sirens.
They move as if they are on emergency, even when they are not. Emergency in here is defined under section 123, subsection 5B of the Traffic and Road Safety Amendment Act 2020 as a serious, unexpected, and dangerous situation requiring immediate action. So someone who is going to office, someone who is leaving office, someone going to a function, some going for a burial, that one can never be regarded as an emergency. The authorized emergency vehicles, as per section 123, subsection 5A of the Traffic and Road Safety Amendment Act 2020, means vehicles for the purposes of police, fire brigade, ambulances, the military motor vehicles of the armed forces, and such other motor vehicles. Then statutory instrument number 35 of 2004 provides that a driver of a car of the President, Vice President, Chief Justice, Speaker of Parliament, or the Prime Minister, or a police vehicle or other emergency vehicle is allowed in case of emergency to deviate from the regulations. of the Traffic and Road Safety Rules of the Road Regulations 2004, it provides for the driver to give way to the state motorcade. Encourage the public to share such offenders on social media platforms, because in most cases you people are in areas where these vehicles are passing and where there are no law enforcers, traffic officers or military police.
And the Director of Public Health at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, is concerned about secondary schools in and around Kampala that feed students on high-risk non-communicable disease foods. Dr. Chabayinze made the remarks at the dissemination of research findings on dietary assessment of secondary school learners in and around Kampala. The findings were aimed at determining the quality of diet of learners and key factors in procurement, supply and consumption of micronutrients, rich and healthy diets in schools.
The Ministry of Health, together with the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, GAIN, has revealed shocking information that most of the secondary schools in and around Kampala feed students on foods that cause non-communicable diseases. The Director of Public Health at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, says findings from various schools in Kampala show meals provided to learners did not meet the national school feeding guidelines.
Almost half, that is 49% of the female learners, did not receive the minimum dietary diversity for women and are at risk of micronutrient deficiencies. There was a high consumption of foods that increased the risk of NCDs, where 7 in every 10 learners consumed these foods, sweet foods and salty snacks, while 6 in every 10 students consumed deep-fried foods. School canteens provided more NCD risky foods, and they need to be regulated.
The assessment was carried out in 4,008 adolescent learners aged 15 years and above from 60 private and public secondary schools.
Meals provided to learners in boarding schools only meet less than half of what the energy requirement for the learners. Although meals provided to learners in a day schools meet the recommended energy, the requirement of 30%, this may be low considered the time they spend in school. For energy for male, we need 2,800 kilocalories per day, and we saw in our study they are only getting 30% of that from the schools. And for female, we need 2,500 kilocalories for females per day.
Nutrition affects learning outcomes, and if you are sick, you spend most of the time as a child sick or hospitalized, you don't achieve your academic potential, but also as a family where the child comes from, they will have to spend a lot. But extrapolating that or looking at a national picture, if you have many children who are sick and they're having such kind of condition like hypertension or what, the bills will increase spent on managing such conditions because they take long, they are chronic conditions.
The examination findings report shows micronutrients such as iron, zinc, vitamin A and other B group vitamins were inadequate in the school meals.
World Health Organization recommends only 5 grams of salt per day, but it was found that the learners consume more than the recommended amount, which exposes them to non-communicable diseases like high blood pressure.
Students spend most time at school, the reason why government has a policy framework that fosters good health and nutrition. Zahara Abigawa, UBC News.
business people of Uganda, the Ugandan National Lottery is coming. It's the perfect opportunity to boost your business. Zimba your business by becoming an authorized Uganda National Lottery agent. By paying a security deposit of just 250,000 shillings, you will receive your very own Uganda National Lottery terminal, expert training from the pros themselves, and marketing materials to skyrocket your sales. And with a generous 5% commission on every ticket sold, the potential for earnings is limitless. Don't miss out. Act now and call us toll-free at 0800 33 44 33 to see if you qualify. Join us today and Zimba your business. Ituba Uganda is regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
And on business news, residents and entrepreneurs who had settled along Luigi Wetland in Nansana Municipality, Wakiso District, are counting losses after their businesses and homes were demolished by National Environment Management Authority, NEMA. A UBC crew assessed the after effects of the operation on businesses.
After President Museveni declared that all people working and living in wetlands vacate, residents and entrepreneurs formerly living and working in Lubigi wetland seem to have lost in billions of shillings.
Kalina yabaddawo emanju wange. Kalina ngojeka ekizimbe wabule mali yabaddemu ngeweza bilioni nga 3. Bayabaddemu generator ze batunda nga erimu obugaali nga erimu pump z'amazzi nga yonna kalina ejjudde yamalirire 3.
National Environment Management Authority NEMA implemented the directive, demolishing settlements and property in Luigi Wetland, Nansana Municipality.
Wano mazeewo emyaka 15. Ndi mutuuze era ndi nabakyala aspiring nabakyala ow'ekitundu.
A small business entrepreneur, Judith Ayebare, owned a house which was her stocks store since 2009. She even holds an agreement.
Obuzibu bwe twafuna ffe twawulira nti bagenda kutumenya. Twawulira nga 1 week nga abantu babataddeko X abaasayidde eno. Neffe twali wagguluko tebateekako X. Kaakati nze nagenda okuva mu tawuni ng'ennyumba yange bakoze eki bagimenye. Ennyumba gyewali osulamu? Nga kuliko n'emizigo gy'abapangisa.
This location was a host to various micro, small and medium enterprises like food stalls, garages, carpenters, agro-input dealers, concrete product manufacturers, florists, to mention but a few.
Thousands of zips that were someone's stock for a shop that stood here no longer can exist because of the NEMA directive.
Nze wano baddewo n'ennyumba yange ng'eriko amaduuka 12. Naye abasajja bajja olunaku lumu galuga mujjeewo. Watalina notisi yonna gye batuwadde.
Wano mu katundu kano kokka wano okuva ku Starbucks wali okutuuka ku poliisi wano ey'omu Lubigi amaduuka gabadde gasukka 30. Ne gonna we njogerera tewakyaliwo yadde n'eri.
What remains are now temporary makeshift micro businesses that are taking advantage of the mix-up to make earnings for the day. The NEMA demolition enforcement might affect more businesses in this vicinity, like the Nansana Municipality Taxi Park and 2 fuel stations in the neighborhood. Wadulo Arnold, UBC News in Nansana.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
lighting up. Stay fresh. You wanna compete, chale be my get. Lighting. Lighting. I did make a lighting up.
Welcome back, and now in sports, Selfish Swim Club has hosted the first Masters Swimming Gala with swimmers of 25 years and above competing for the ultimate prize. The gala was at Amboseli International School.
There was an exhibit of talent, passion, skill, competition and fun as over 100 swimmers aged 25 and above from 9 clubs met at Amboseli International School for the first annual Sailfish Masters Gala.
The relevance of this event, we are trying to promote a healthy lifestyle. That's one of them. Swimming has been so much into the younger generation, that is below 20 years. But now we are targeting adults. I think this is the biggest turnout we've had ever since the Federation started hosting Masters events. It's our first as Sailfish, but the Federation has been hosting Masters events.
You know, we're trying to have the adults compete against each other.
Definitely not a professional, and it's a little intimidating, but it's also fun. Maybe I'd always teach the children at school to always give things a go and not give up when they get hard. So maybe being a good role model.
The Uganda Olympic Committee President Don Lukale, also a swimmer, emphasized the gala's importance to the growth of swimming in Uganda.
Masters is one of those events where we have swimming in age groups from 25 all the way. I think we have the oldest being 68 years. So we swim in age groups of 5-year bands, 25 to 29, 30 to 34. So it's a very good event. We have over 180 swimmers from close to 10 clubs. And it's one way of promoting swimming, but also a healthy lifestyle, keeping healthy. But it's not about winning. It's about taking part. Join swimming or get a sport where you do sport for life, swim for life.
The host Amboseli Sailfish Masters Swim Club defeated Malta, Dolphins, Formidables, Aquatic, Our Saviour, Makerere University, Gators, Otters Swim Clubs, and were crowned the overall champions. In this non-qualification event, winners got trophies, shields, and medals. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
And Uganda's national chess team has departed for Russia for the Pioneer BRICS Games.
4 chess players, including international master Arthur Segwanyi, FIDE masters Haruna Nsubga and Ivy Yamoko, and a woman candidate master Shakira Mpaire, are off to Russia. The mission is the Pioneer BRICS Games that start tomorrow in Kazan City, Russia.
The format is different, but the players are the same and the preparation is the same. So we are hoping for all the best.
So the preparations have been very well. We have been training mostly independently, but together we are also going to do some work on the ground when we arrive in Russia. And we're excited for this tournament. We hope and we are expecting to perform very well.
This being the first time Uganda is being represented at the BRICS game, I'm very honored to be part of the team. And our expectations are that at least it will help us prepare for the Olympiad, which comes later this year in September.
I know it's going to be a tough event. I'm just hoping that I'll be on form because I haven't had ample time to prepare for the event. I'm really hoping that form will come into play.
The team is accompanied by Chess Federation President Emmanuel Mwaka and will be joined by Coach Harold Wanyama.
So we expect to perform well, and since it's a debut, sky is the limit.
The 2024 BRICS Games have 27 different sports disciplines with 90 participating countries and will involve 4,751 athletes at 17 sports competition venues. Chess that pawns off tomorrow will involve the Bliss and Rapid categories, with 120 participants competing for 6 sets of medals.
And the second edition of the FUFA TV Cup has officially started with a preliminary first leg game between Nangwa High School Kabohe and St. Kagwa Bushenyi High School.
The second edition of the FUFA TV Cup has witnessed its first game, in which Nganwa High School played St. Kagwa Bushenyi High School. It was a preliminary game to determine who joins others to complete the 64 teams in the main draw. Visitors St. Kagwa took a 4th-minute lead through Dida Sagasha, but saw their lead wiped out in the 22nd minute by the home team through Farouk Karemera.
Batandise bulungi ate omupiira gulimu challenges nyingi whereby zino team gana amasomero kuva edda nedda gazenga ziri dabe era bwe meetinga lazima ebe ya draw oba tegugwa na kugwa, so whereby bana abalenzi bagezezzaako nnyo tiimu yange njikirizaamu somero yange ndikirizaamu abalenzi basambye kyembadde nsuubira.
The return leg is due next Saturday, with Nganwa High School expecting a tougher away game but which is negotiable if mistakes are limited.
We expect to return to the opponent on Saturday, come this Saturday. We expect a good result because we had not, I will say we had not prepared very well, but I hope during this course of the week we are going to prepare, train very well, set ourselves to go and get 3 points from the opponent.
The winner will enter the main competition at the round of 64 that starts later this month, with the St. Mary's College Kisubi as defending champions.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.